welcome back, family. We are here for another weekly installment of a review for the CBSI. No, wrong one. Sorry, Covrprice. I don't even know what we're going to be reviewing. CBSI is what JP's Budget Collecting does. We do the Covrprice, which if you're a subscriber to that, it's a great way to get data on what sale prices are on books and also to inventory your books, and it's semi-accurate.
Yeah, I mean, the big players in the game are CLZ and this and Go Collect, and I've tried all of them several times, and I always just come back to Covrprice. It's just the easiest for me, in my opinion.
Yeah, I did CLZ for a little bit, but then they redid their database, and they lost all their data, at which point then my entire collection showed as like zero value because I had no sales data to compare it to. I'm like, you had sales data for 5 years on every book, every grade, and you just lost it all. Why am I paying for this now?
Well, now the CLZ partners with Covrprice to pull in Covrprice data.
Okay. And the one
but you have to buy it, though, so you might as well just do Covrprice and be done with it.
The one thing that I don't like about the Covrprice is, let's just say you have a book that's a 4.0 and an older book at 4.0, and there are no recent sales in the last few years of a 4.0. It'll default to a higher grade and tell you that's the value.
Yeah. So
you might have a 4.0, and a great example is I have a Ghost Rider #1 in a 1.8. Okay, I didn't care. I just wanted to have a copy slapped. I didn't care about the grade. But when I typed it in, it doesn't have any sales of a 1.8, so it defaulted. It's like a 9.0. I'm like, I wish that was the value. Jeez. As far as accurate information, that's what we're here today to do. Is every Monday they come out with their top 10 books, and we're going to run through it and tell you what we think our opinions are of whether it's a good book to invest in, something you want to wait on, or just avoid it like the plague. And at the end, we're going to have our gun to our head, if where we have to make a pick. And if you want to see what that's about, just stick around and let's have some fun.
Yes. Number 1?
Yes.
No, 10.
Yes. Sorry. Yes, we have to count down. It's like Casey Kasem.
Fantastic Four, number 67.
Mm-hmm. First appearance of the Cocoon, which becomes him.
Yeah, I don't like the cover.
I don't either, and I actually have a graded copy of this, and it's a lower grade because it's missing like the bottom quarter of the cover, so it doesn't even say the power of him. It just starts at the bottom of the Cocoon.
Oh, wow.
Well, it was one of the first books I got when I got back into collecting. It was an iconic cover. I didn't care. I just wanted to have. What did I pay? $25 for it. I didn't care.
Yeah,
and
fair.
I wanted to have it slabbed just because I like to have things slabbed and protected.
Yeah, it's the first cameo and origin of him. Later becomes Warlock.
Yes. Now, this is on the list, of course, because Guardians of the Galaxy is now in theaters. If you want to know what we think about that, check out our review. And it's a spoiler review, so make sure that you've seen it also. A lot of people were not overly crazy about the way that they portrayed Warlock. So, I mean, a lot of people are buying this book, but I think this book is going to come down and, is already on its way down.
Yeah. I think my advice would be to wait, because we don't know what's going on with Warlock. I'm sure he's going to be, in further stories, but it's not going to be for a little bit. So,
yeah, I don't think it's the greatest buy in the world. I don't think it's a bad buy, because I think it's already become common knowledge that people don't. This character did not pan out to be what everybody was hoping for, so I think the people are dumping this book.
Yeah, I mean, right now, most common raw is $100, which is low. for like a key Fantastic Four book. Mm-hmm. But I bet it'll go lower.
So let's move on to number 9, Spider-Man #8, the Humberto Ramos.
So this is piggybacking off the explosion of Spider-Man #7 of last month, and this is the second appearance of Spider-Boy,
which I just got my 9.8 in.
Attaboy.
Yay! No, Spider-Boy. Not Attaboy.
Spider-Boy.
I was going to say Attaboy. That's a different comic.
This is just the follow-up issue, the second appearance of Spider-Boy.
I think it's got his origin in it, maybe. I think I heard somebody say that. As far as I know, it's just second appearance, so I don't know.
Yeah, that's going to be the bigger key point, I guess, if they put it at all on the key comment section of this lab.
Yeah.
And we actually have 3 variants of this on this top 10 list.
This is my Avoid Like the Plague book. I think that after number 7 exploded, everybody pre-ordered this book, and I think there's going to be a ton of copies, especially the Humberto Ramos, because that's the one that exploded last month.
I just love that you're accurately using the accent.
Rolling of the R's.
Humberto Ramos.
Humberto.
Yeah, I mean, if you get this at cover price, good on you, lad or lass. I wouldn't go out of your way right now to spend $15-$20 on it.
No, absolutely not. I think all 3 variants of this are going to come down in price, and actually rather quickly.
Yes. So that's the number 9. You ready to go to number 8?
Yeah.
Number 8, Star Wars: High Republic.
Adventures. Quest of the
Quest
Jedi.
of the Jedi.
And you
Marvel.
have to type in all that information when you want to look for it on your eBay. It's a pain in the ass.
Yeah, Star Wars books are pains in the asses, man.
Yep.
All because of this type stuff. But this is the first appearance of Barnabas Vim.
Yes, and I think that this is actually going to hold value long term. It's a dark horse book. I think the market has been so saturated with Star Wars books lately that when people saw the cover price on this, which was $6.99, I don't think that they ordered this. And I think that this is lower print. I don't have print numbers, but it's very, very beautiful quality paper. The cover is super thick cardstock. It's glossy. I mean, it's you feel like you got your money's worth with it, you know? And I currently have 2 cover A's and 1 cover B out for CGC. That's how my faith in this is up there.
Did you do the pre-screen?
Nah.
Oh, wow.
Well, I had another book in the same submission, and I didn't want to. I wanted to put
Limit
5
that
books.
one.
Yeah, and that one was. I'm hoping for an 8. So.
I really love the cover with the 2 sabers, the green and the hot pink saber, the Fico Ossio cover.
Okay, dokie. That's cover B.
Yes.
I think cover B is gaining a little bit more attention.
I really like that cover. That's awesome because you got like raindrops that are like hissing as they touch the saber blade.
Ooh, I didn't pick up the sound. I got to turn up the volume on my issue when I get it.
Yeah. Not the right time to buy this, in my opinion. It's $30.
I think it'll come down a little bit. I don't think it's going to come down too much. I don't think it's going to drop down below 22, 23, just because its cover price was $7.
Yeah. I don't know. This one's tough. This one's tough to gauge because Star Wars books are like all over the place.
Yep.
They are introducing character after character after character. And I remember like last year I was there was a Bounty Hunters second print that introduced a new bounty hunter that everybody loved. Started with a J. I forgot. It was a woman with like feathers and she was green.
Yes. Yeah. And now we can't remember her name.
Yeah. But I got the, second print, a 1 in 25 incentive, and the other one that was her first cover appearance, first print, and like, it's you can get a CGC 9.8 for like $60 now. When I bought the book itself for $30.
Look at all the Boba Fett books that were destroyed by a Bacta tank.
So it's hard to tell, man. These are just hard to tell with these.
Yeah.
It's not the worst deal in the world, but
no. I mean, in $30 in comparison to some of the other books on this list, it's not terrible. I still think that you can get them for less than that. I mean, that's a top weekly sale. Mm-hmm. If you're buying off of eBay, remember a couple things. 1, you can't see the condition of the book till it comes in, and 2, do not forget to factor in shipping. So if you're paying $20 for it and you have to pay $12 in shipping, you just paid $32. If your LCS has it for $28, it's better if you buy it from them. You can see the book, go home with it that day, and you're also supporting your local LCS.
Yeah. Number 7.
7.
Fantastic Four, number 211.
First appearance of Terex the Tamer.
I
I didn't like Terex the Tamer back in the 80s. I thought he was dumb.
He's a herald who travels through the cosmos at the head of a meteor shower, seeking planets for Galactus to devour. and he's been rumored to appear in the MCU.
If he is in the MCU, it's going to be like the opening scene of Fantastic Four where he's killed. At which point Galactus is going to go, I guess I need another Herald. Okay, you, Norrin Rad. I'm going to make you a surfer. You know?
Yeah. I'm trying to think of another similar... Like, what's a current comp right now to a character you think? Like, the one that... the comedian from Saturday Night Live, Bill Murray.
Yeah. Oh, Krylar?
Yeah. Do you think it'll be akin to something like that?
Why is it I can remember the name of Krylar, but nothing else? What the hell is wrong with my brain?
Read too many Defenders
Honey, I'm
books when you were a
renaming you
child.
an MCU character. Jeez.
Do you think it'll be like that, though? Like, kind of a nothing...
Well, honestly, yeah. Because Terex was not a well-liked character in the first place. That's why he's not around anymore.
I've never heard of the guy.
There's been a lot of heralds for Galactus, but only a couple have actually really had staying power. And the Silver Surfer, if you bring Galactus and you don't bring Silver Surfer into the Fantastic Four movie, fans are going to riot.
Yeah, so Terax, this is coming in $24 is the most common raw, a 9.4, $97.
I wouldn't spend money on a graded copy. If you can get a decent looking raw for $20 and you want to hold on to that until the trailer drops, and if the trailer actually has Terax in it, that's when you sell it. You're only risking $20. This is still at best it's a Bronze Age book. So
I think this, go ahead.
I think it's a waste.
Yeah, it's very low ceiling for me.
To me, this is the worst pick on the list.
Let's see if that's true. Moving on to number 6, Free Comic Book Day, RuneScape Untold Tales of the God Wars.
And there's a couple of new comic,
FCBDs.
Yeah.
So RuneScape is a huge PC game, huge. I believe that's why this is so hot right now, and on this list.
Are they bringing it to comic form?
I suppose. This book literally just had a few pages of stories and not even enough to make sense of what the story could even be, is one person's comment here I'm reading. So I don't know. I guess it was a preview of a couple pages, but the big draw of this is that it is the first appearance of the RuneScape universe in comics. So,
okay. And it's still a free comic book that just came out last week.
Right. And, it's going for $8 to $15.
I see top sale 20.
Yeah.
There's been a ton, and I mean a ton, of free comic book days books. And every free comic book day, they pick one or two issues that becomes the hot one that everybody has to have. And it's in dollar bins a month later.
The best free comic book day I've ever seen is, and mind you, I haven't been involved with a lot, but last year was the first appearance of Blade's daughter.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty significant for a free comic book day, I feel like.
And what's the value on that one now?
All right, I found it. It's
about $5, maybe 10 for a raw.
Yeah, I see 5 to 10.
Mm-hmm.
First appearance of Bloodline, daughter of Blade.
Here's one that went for $1 with $6 shipping. So
there is a 1 in 1,000 Momoko.
Ooh. 1 in 1,000 on a free comic book day.
Yeah.
That's stupid. If it's free, then every store can just say, oh, really? Well, then give me 1 million copies and I'll take 1,000 of those Momokos while you're at it.
Don't hate the player, hate the game.
I'm hating the game.
Oh, yeah, that's true. You are. Anyway, that's pretty solid retention for a free book, I feel like. For a free comic book.
$5 to $10.
Yeah.
Which is not 30.
Right.
Okay. I'll grant that. $5, $10. Okay. 30, 20? No.
No.
And I think Blade's daughter, It's Lilith, isn't it?
No,
No, that's
Bloodline.
yeah. Lilith is
Her name's Brielle
Dracula's
Brooks.
daughter. I think that in the long run, in the comic book world, though, that will have more staying power than RuneScape.
Yeah, there's a from the video game. Most of the video game based comics I see have not kept their value too well, excluding Last of Us because it had a monumental, legendary HBO series. So
Which is still
that's
continuing.
That's an outlier in my opinion.
Right.
But there's been like Horizon Zero Dawn comics and Bloodborne comics and stuff like that, and none of them really stay.
Old.
None of them stay like $20 or $30 or anything.
Yeah. It's when the game becomes obsolete. I mean, you might wind up in 20 years, 30 years, people saying, oh, yeah, I remember playing that game when I was a kid. I'd love to have the comic book.
Exactly. Like I have my Sonic the Hedgehog
Yep.
slab. Like that's that for me. But right now and for the foreseeable future, I don't think so.
I agree.
Get it for cheap next year.
Or even in a month or so.
Yeah. Number 5.
Spider-Man number 7, the Humberto Ramos variant, which is the first appearance of Spider-Boy. It was a top secret cover. People didn't know what it was because it had Spider-Boy on the cover itself. There was also a ratio variant, which was a version copy. Which, by the way,
For the second print.
For the second print, correct.
Yes.
Which I was going to say, I like that one better. But
it's a great cover, though. I think we talked about it before. It's got some good movement in it and good color and stuff. You know this one though, for Spider-Boy.
Yes. I pre-ordered this. Thank you for saying, hey, you better get this. It's going up.
Yeah.
I was able to pre-order a copy of 9.8 from somebody for $89.99 with free shipping. And it just came in this week. And the prices actually got up to like $175, $180 for 9.8s. They're dropped down quite a bit. I think they're now back to around the 120, 110 range.
Yep.
I'm still ahead of the game.
Absolutely. Yeah. So yeah, I think wait if you don't have it. I think it'll come down a little bit more probably.
It all depends upon what this character is. I mean,
you know what? That's true. That's true. If this issue 8 continues to push that forward and keep up the momentum, maybe you should get in on this level. I don't know.
Now, what's that other one that you had me order?
Amazing Spider-Man 26 that's coming out next month.
Right, and I have that pre-ordered through Syndicate as well as ordered off of eBay. So I have, I think, a total of 13 copies coming.
Oh my god!
Which means it will not do well. So
I got 4 copies ordered.
Well, you woke me up, so like, okay, 10.
There's a Gary Frank spoiler variant, and supposedly somebody gonna die.
Right.
So,
which nobody really ever dies forever in the MCU in the comic books. So, but again, there's been so many different Spider characters that have been released in the last 12 months. It's ridiculous. You couldn't possibly name them all. Eventually, one of them will be accepted as this is a good character and the fans will like them. At which point, that will be the next Miles Morales. Now, as much as I love him, it ain't going to be Spider-Rex, let's be honest.
Spider-Boy.
Yeah, because you got 2 9/8s.
Yes.
But when the dust settles and we see who the king of the new spiders is, that's the book that's going to shoot up. Right now, I'd say the contender is Spider-Boy because everybody immediately started going after this like they did with Tosin.
Yeah.
So the prices dropped down. It may drop a little further, but it might level off. Keep an eye on it if you want to get it. You're getting close to that ideal point to get it.
Tosin has leveled off, but remained decently high.
Right.
So
I think that would have gone through the roof if he had appeared in the Black Panther movie. But I think they already had the Black Panther script written before they ever introduced him in the comic book. So
Yeah. Next up, number 4.
Spider-Man number 8, the Rob Liefeld homage with Deadpool on the cover. Yeah, I've never been a fan of Deadpool. I'm sorry. I know he's a fan favorite. I just don't like him.
I like Deadpool, but I'm not going to go out of my way to buy this homage. I'm a pretty big cover A guy, unless it's these, spoiler variants.
Mm.
But otherwise, we said it 100 times. Cover A is the one to go for.
Right. And this cover, the Secret Wars number 8 has been homage. That's one of like the top 10 homage books. I'm getting really tired of homages.
I mean, so if that's your thing, if you're collecting homages for that, or you have collecting Deadpool, do it. They're $15 is not that bad, but
that'll come down.
It will, and it's not. I don't think it's like an incentive or anything.
No, I don't think so. And honestly, I'm getting a little ticked off at some of the things that Liefeld has said in blogs lately. So
I need to do more research on it. I might keep hearing conflicting things, but should we move on to number 3?
Go to number 3. Hey, what a coincidence! It's number 8.
Spider-Man number 8.
Mark Bagley. Now this is the cover A.
Yeah, I think this cover looks really cool. Actually,
yeah, I do.
Dude is still drawing, and he's one of those guys that's like he's carried on and transformed with the times. Because if you go look at like my ASM 361, anyway, first Carnage, and it's like 90s, early 90s. It looks like early 90s, but like he came through and he was doing the Ultimate Spider-Man, and now he's doing this, and this looks like a modern artwork. It doesn't look old or anything. So,
but if you zoom in, it'll show his error. He's got 2 left feet. Look at the bone structure of the feet. He's got 2 left feet.
Huh? He can't dance.
Well, I haven't seen him without his mask yet, but
that's funny.
Yep.
Wow.
Zoom in, and because he's electrified, you can see his skeletal structure. Huh. He has 2 left feet.
Dude, error variant. Peter Parker can't dance variant. Anyway, this is the cover A of the second appearance of Spider-Boy. So I think you can just refer back to our previous numbers.
Yep.
Not much else to say, except it's probably my favorite cover of that.
The Humberto Ramos cover. I can't zoom in on it. Is that got Spider-Boy on the cover with Spider-Man? Or no? I don't think so.
No, it's just Electro.
Okay, so Spider-Boy does not appear on any cover of number 8, to my knowledge. So you don't have to worry about that being a determining factor in price. So go for your favorite cover at this point.
True that. Number 2?
Yes.
Star Wars number 34. This is the first cameo appearance of Dr. Quata and Greta.
Now this is a new book.
May 3rd, 2023. Yeah.
I didn't see this one in the store. I don't even remember seeing this one in the pre-order.
I don't either. So maybe that means you should get it.
But I was reading something about this, that this is covering the storyline where Luke, after he loses his hand, and then he has to make another lightsaber. I don't know if that's correct or not, but that would be really cool. Maybe I'm confusing it with something else, but I'm seeing that the last recorded sale on this was $9 on May 8th for a Raw. The most common, though, is around the $20 mark, and it looks like they're pre-selling 9.8s at $110. Marvel paper is usually pretty decent. I wouldn't pre-order that one. I mean, I wouldn't order that one in a 9.8 if I could still get the Raws for around the $10 mark. The reason I got this at $90 was because the Raw books are already going for $35. So
yeah,
this hasn't hit that rate yet.
And there is already a second print of this one approved, and it's the same cover except all the green energy is red.
Ooh. Oh, that would actually look really nice side by side in slabs, green and red.
And the Star Wars logo is flipped. So like what's this, the red Star Wars logo is now green on the second print, and the green energy is now red on the second print.
Well, it's if the story is what I thought, I'm mixing it up with something else. It's not just how he made the lightsaber, but if you remember his lightsaber duel with Darth Vader, when he lost his hands, he had his father's lightsaber, which was blue.
Right.
Then when he fought him again, he had made his own lightsaber. It was green. So this is explaining why he has green, how he made it. Blah 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 blah.
That would be great, actually.
Yeah. There's so many stories in between the movies that, always need to be told. So I think not just Filoni with his universe, but I think Marvel is starting to understand that too. The writers are understanding that, and they're bringing a lot of these novels into canon.
Yeah, that's cool.
So I'm going to keep my eye open for this book in a raw.
Yeah, what 20 to 10 to $20. Boy,
I'm cheap. I'm going to look for the lower price ones, obviously.
Me too. I think. What's the cutoff for you?
14.
Yeah, that's about what I'm thinking. I was gonna say $15, because this is snuck up on both of us, and we are plugged in to the Matrix. All right, number 3.
Number 1.
Good, you're listening.
Spider-Man 2, another free comic book day. What the hell? I didn't get to go to free comic book day. I'm sorry. I had to work.
Yeah, I didn't either, actually.
So, and Syndicate actually put on Instagram to, all the books and all the people that were there. And I was tempted, very tempted to call him and say, do me a favor, save me a copy of each. But I didn't feel it was fair. If I could not get to the store, I did not want to have an unfair advantage over anybody else who actually got to the store.
I would have asked him anyway.
No,
I would have.
Okay, I just didn't want to. He has from time
I
to
would
time.
have.
He has from time to time, hey, you missed free comic book day. I put a couple of these in your pull box.
Yeah.
I love him.
That's
for
not.
it. But
Yeah.
if he didn't do it, I'm not going to be mad at him. So.
Okay, so Spider-Man 2, issue number 1, Gamerverse prequel, free comic book day 2023. This is the first appearance of a character called Hood. Don't know much about it. I didn't get a copy of this, so I can't tell you what Hood is. What I can tell you is this is a prequel to the upcoming Spider-Man 2 video game from Insomniac, which was hugely popular. I loved that game so much. I can't wait for this one to come out. So, it's that Spider-Man and that Miles Morales together clearly on the cover, and I think a lot of it is just hype behind the game, and it's the prequel to that story.
I'm looking at the most recent sales, and it looks like the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. The last 20 sales have been for $40.
Wow, that's a lot.
Exactly $40. I think somebody put up one auction with 20 copies available for $40 and then sold them out. Because the books before that were 26, 35, 35, 35, 22, 22, 22, 22.
No. Too much.
This is absolute FOMO on a free comic book day book.
Intensified by gamer influence.
Yeah. This is one of those ones that, look, honestly, if I miss this one, I'll miss this one and not lose a minute's sleep. If it goes to $1,000, okay, I missed it. I'm sorry. I don't think it will. I think maybe if I see it in a month at $8, I might buy a copy. Or if I see a copy at 9.8 for $80, I might buy a copy. Other than that, I'm not touching this book. I think it's all predicated on the success of a video game that we don't know. It'll probably be really well received.
It will be, for sure.
But once the game is over, then what? The book is going to be nothing.
Right. So you have to ask yourself, do you want to cash in or do you want to pay up and try to cash out on the hype of the game and then you're done with it? Or do you actually want the book? Mm-hmm. And if you actually want the book, wait till after the game comes out.
I know people looking behind me like, Rich, it looks like you are really interested in the value of comic books. Well, yeah, but if you notice, week after week, the books behind me don't change because I don't sell them. Okay, I would love to have a lot of these expensive books because they're just really cool for me to own. So to get a book for the sole intention of flipping it real quick, that's not me. I'll do shows from time to time. I'll sell some books that maybe have fallen out of favor in my personal collection, but my goal is to build a personal collection.
It's a hard game, man. I for about a year I was like into like buying. There was several times where I bought from my local comic shop, and on the way home I had the listing on eBay up, trying to make money on it, and it's just like so much work, so very little payoff for that work, and I would just save. I'm saving more money just not doing that and just buying the ones that I want, than spending $20-$30 a week and trying to turn that into $100 or something.
Well, I mean, it's like all these ratio variants that come out, and people are worried about missing one. Okay, so if there's, in the course of a month, 20 different ratio variants that you liked, but you don't know which one's going to go up in value. So you buy all 20, you spent a fortune. If you didn't buy any, and you waited till the end of the month, and you found out, oh, this is the one that's going up in value, all that money you would have spent on for 20, you can now spend half of that and buy the one that went hot, keep the rest of the money in your pocket, and not fill your boxes, your short boxes, with books that you don't know how to get rid of.
I got a lot of that.
That's when you go to shows, you see all the guys that have 5 tables side by side with all long boxes for $1 each. His wife is like, get this shit out of my house.
Or for me, it would just be like, I want this shit out of my house. Doesn't even have to be that. All right, so there you go. Number 1, time for the gun to your head. Which one would you pick if you had to right now for the price that it is right now?
Right now. Today, not yesterday, not last week. For right now, correct?
Yes.
Fantastic 467.
Really?
Yep.
Okay. Yep.
I think it's already dropped over the course of this weekend.
Yeah, it definitely has.
I did see one sale that I was looking at this earlier. I pay for high-speed Wi-Fi. You'd never know it. So I have to make sure that I take it with a grain of salt. But I do see that a 3.5 just sold for $69. A 7.0 just sold for $47.
Oh, wow.
People are dumping these books. Now, I think that's an aberration, but even then, it still says that the fair market value on a 7.0 is $173. This is still a Silver Age Fantastic Four book. This is the first appearance of a character that we know will be in Guardians 4. Or something cosmic related as well.
Yeah. Wow.
Even in the 5 range, you're getting $115 for a 5.0.
I'm seeing a 7.0 that's ending in 25 minutes that's sitting at 150. I'm sure that'll skyrocket to probably 200, but for me, I would go Star Wars number 34. I'm really intrigued by that one.
Star Wars number 34. Oh, yes. That's...
I wouldn't feel too bad. I'd feel a little annoyed that I had to pay $20 for it, but I feel like there's a high ceiling for this book. I would go with the Star Wars 34.
That's a good pick. Star Wars, every Star Wars comic book fan buys Star Wars comics every month, okay? But when you get something that attracts the rest of the buyers, say, hey, this is a key book, Star Wars fans themselves are not going to sell them. They're going to hold on to them. So all of a sudden, now you've created a shortage.
Yeah.
So that is a cool looking cover too.
Yeah, it is. And I'm going to get the second print too, probably. So there you go. Those are gun to the head picks.
Yep.
What is y'all's gun to the head pick? What do you think about the top 10 list that Covrprice is putting out this week? Do you agree with what's on there? Do you think it's silly that there's 3 Spider-Man number 7 variants on there?
Number 8.
Sorry, number 8.
Well, we should just call it the Spider-Man list until further notice.
Right.
It's getting a little nuts with that, though. Every week it's just Spider-Man this, Spider-Man that. And in a couple of weeks we have Into the Spider-Verse. So...
Oh, man. It's going to be nuts. You're going to have all the Spot coming back again?
I saw what's happening in the trailer. I think they're making him silly enough that he's not going to drive up prices. He's like comedy relief. But it does look like he's going to be a lot of fun in the movie. And I might be going to that cosplayed, so we'll see.
Oh. Anyway, yeah, let us know. Don't forget to check out our Back Issue Book Club podcast. I'll let you listen to figure out what we're reading next. I was trying to do the math of when things are coming out, but I can't. Yeah, but every week, Rich and I, we read a book or a series of books, and we break it down for you. And we let you know ahead of time what we're reading so you can read along with us and have a conversation with us. Don't forget to check out our Instagram at Team Ohana Family and our Patreon at patreon.com/Team Ohana, where you're going to get the podcast way early. You're going to get bloopers. You're going to get updates. You're going to get virtual meetups where we hang out and we talk about what's going on just in general.
Bonus picks on our Remember Me's when we do them.
Yeah, our Remember Me videos. You're going to get an extra pick from each of us on that. And it's $3. Ain't nothing. Ain't no. I'm not talking right.
I was going to say, it ain't no thing. It's less than a chicken wing.
You're right. Stick the landing. Let's do it.
All right, guys. Thanks so much for watching. We really appreciate you. Don't forget to click on like and subscribe because we want to have you as part of our family. Drop a comment down below. We'd love to hear from you on what you have to say. Positive, negative. Just keep it clean. Keep it comics. And if you can, also click on those notifications so you know when we drop more videos. Until we see you in the next video, mahalo.